Guapo. Guapo. Guapo means handsome. I am guapo. Guapo. Guapo co. Co guapo. Oh. Get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. In the disinformation wars that are occurring on YouTube, let's get some of the facts out so that there can be no misunderstanding, at least what's happening here in Bohol. Because I haven't seen anybody do any videos about what exactly is going on in Bohol. So perhaps, however, let's just start with, in order to get onto a jeepney, it is mandatory that you have to wear a mask. There are no jeepney or bus personnel shooting you in the head with a thermal reader. Not today or yesterday, anyway. That's number one. So I have not seen any security or police or military using a thermal imaging or thermal heat detector. Number one. All right, so that's over. It's March. It's the end of March. We're in the middle of summer here. So I don't think the readings would be accurate. That's my opinion. So secondly, this is important. If you are over the age of 65, you are not even allowed into the malls. And that includes the BQ mall and the ICM mall. Not allowed. It says it right here on this piece of paper. That's being distributed on buses and jeepneys and at the security door of whatever mall you go to. They'll hand you the piece of paper so that you can understand that these are the rules. So if you go to the mall and you look like you're of the age of around 65 and you're not quite 65 yet, what you need to have on you is identification. If you don't have identification, papers, please, you won't get into the mall. So when I walked up to the door, I didn't know any of these rules, and the gentleman asked me for my identification. So I immediately took out my wallet. I have 3 forms of identification with my picture on them, and that's enough for them. So I gave the man my Philippines driver's license, which is current and will be current for 4 more years. It's the first time you get a driver's license, it's only good for 1 year. Well, or it was when I got one. But the second driver's license that you get is good for 5 years. So my driver's license expires in like 3.5 more years. And the man took the driver's license, and then the man looked at the military officer that was not so far away, maybe 6 or 7 feet away. And the military officer looked at him, and I smiled and gave the guy a guapo with my mask on. Everybody likes my mask. Anyway, everybody loved my mask. I got to tell you, more people recognized me with the mask on in the mall. I got more. You're the guy from YouTube. I was just looking at your show an hour ago, and here you are standing here. So, and they were not Filipinos. They were either Americans or Canadians. The 2 men that I saw. The one man I ended up online with, he watches all my shows. So that man looked at the military officer, and the military officer looked at him as if there was a problem. Well, the problem, there was a problem. The problem was that the man, because of the low quality, hello, Spanky 9067. What problem was there? The problem was that the quality of my driver's license was so bad, he couldn't discern my face. That was the problem. The actual quality of the face on the driver's license, it's in gray and white. Driver's license is gray, then the picture is in gray and white. So they asked me for a second form of ID, and I gave it to him, and all was good. But but before he did that, he handed it to the woman that was standing next to him. So my point being, you need to have identification to getting into the city. First of all, Spanky, welcome to the machine. Thank you for stopping by. I haven't, well, actually, I did try to call not so long ago, maybe 2 months ago, probably around the holidays. It's going on 3 months. Perhaps after the show, once again. Thank you for everything, by the way. John Escape, welcome to the machine. Thank you for stopping by. A very generous member of my Patreon community. In fact, many people that will show up today are the Patreon members and people that I actually speak with on the phone. And most of them I look forward to meeting because most of them will be coming to the Philippines. And I do look forward to that. I will tell you that that's not going to happen anytime soon. I'm not taking a guess at this. I just listened to the Trumpster. And he gave some more secret code to the press and to the world in the form of, thank you, John. He gave some secret code to the world. He goes, originally, we wanted to have the lockdown ended by Easter. Easter. Okay, so what is Easter? Easter is the so-called resurrection of Jesus Christ. And who does Jesus Christ represent? Well, he represents the Son of God, but he also represents, he died at the age of 33. And 33 is a major Masonic number. So he said it again. He goes, we wanted to have the lockdown ended by Easter, but we have to extend it 3 more weeks. That's what we're thinking. 3 weeks is the best time frame to end the lockdown. So Christ at 33, and then 3 weeks, and then shortly thereafter repeating 3 weeks would be the best time to end the lockdown. These guys. So who writes their speeches? I would imagine if Albert Pike was alive, he'd be ghostwriting their speeches for sure. I got to tell you. So anyway, it's pretty obvious if you know what the signs and symbols are in regards to masonry. Digressing back, ages 65 and over are not allowed out of the house after 9 p.m. and before 5 a.m. Ages 65 and over. Face masks are mandatory in all public places. John Escape has an idea. Well, I'll get into what Trump actually said not so long after that in his speech. I'll give you the link for that speech if you want to listen to it. But we had the mystic Fauci on there. That's the guy who predicted that that's the guy that predicted that there was going to be a pandemic on January 11th of 2017. So that was what? 18, 19, 20. 3 years ago. Okay, so I have the proper page. Let me get you the title of this. I will not be turning the camera around because I got it at the perfect angle so that you can see, according to everybody in the entire store. By the time I left, everybody in the whole store was giving me a guapo. I was the only one with a proper mask on. Everybody else had a scarf or like a little dust apparatus. And in the Philippines, they're accepting that. So that's okay for me. I don't have a problem with that. I would if you were to say, Michael Fazio, do you think that you're going to get sick from the coronavirus? I would say no. It's just simple, a simple no, and I know why. First of all, there has to be what they call other morbidity factors, and even some of those factors are displayed in Trump's in this link I'm about to give you. This doctor, the mystic Fauci. I swear to God, he could have wrote Disneyland stuff. Or him and Walt Disney could have actually been partners in whatever they did back then with the Disney characters. This guy Fauci, he is the world's leading expert on viruses and Trump's advisor, and that's okay. But what more important than anything else is this Dr. Fauci. He's psychic because he knew back in January 11th of 2017. Good morning, Chris Wren from a Brit in the Philippines. Dr. Fauci knew. I'll give you that link immediately. In my show, I don't let anybody voice their opinion because, as you know, I don't really care much about your opinion. Come on the show and voice their opinions. All right, so I'm not going to get involved with the people who. All right, I'm not really going to get involved with the people whom I don't know personally. So a Brit in the Philippines has a live stream. I'm going to answer one question from you, Chad, and then we won't be hearing from you again. The stream is choppy because the internet here in the Philippines is terrible. If you don't understand that, you don't watch enough Philippines vlogging shows and things like that. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day. I can almost see from your icon the presentation on what's happening in the Philippines. This Dr. Fauci is definitely psychic. If not psychic, he's got inside information. So what we have here is an article from helio.com, infectious disease. Okay, one more stupid comment. My moderators know what to do. Thank you very much. So we have here, Fauci says, all right, so it's hard for me to get this. I'm gonna get this up as one link if I can with the title in the link. It looks like it's going to be problematic, but I'm loading the link. Oh man, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, hold on a minute. I have to check the amount of characters in the link, which is substantial. Then I'm going to give you the article, and my Word document is froze up. So let me go back to the internet. Okay, so Fauci, no doubt, Fauci said, Fauci, this is the psychic Fauci. This is not Trump's advisor. Well, he was Trump's advisor, but he's psychic. Okay, so Fauci says, no doubt Trump will face. It refreshed all by itself. I didn't even want it to refresh, and yet it did. Okay, so what's happening inside my computer is, I think just talking about the psychic Fauci had something to do with the fact that the screen keeps refreshing itself without me asking it to directly. Fauci, no doubt Trump will face surprise infectious disease outbreak. There's no doubt about that. Fauci knows this, but here's the kicker. He knew this on January 11th of 2017. So let's see if I can get that into my Word document. So this guy Fauci, he gave us a lot of information today, although he gave me a lot more information than he gave the rest of the people, because they are speaking in tongues. These people are speaking in tongues. Don't make any mistake about it. They are speaking in using words with logical meanings. Like, we wanted to have it done by Easter. Easter was our target date to bring things back to normal. So Easter represents Jesus. Jesus is the Son of God, which Trump mentions, the light that shines upon America, which is the copied stuff I didn't really want to copy. Okay, so, all right, well, let's get this here. All right, so Trump did mention the light that shines on America in this speech. I have it in the bottom of my notes. So let me get this part up on the screen because I can't get the link and the title up on here. Whoa, voodoo, Jack Thompson, go sister, we're scared. Yeah, but that's a lot of nonsense, go. Nothing would scare the great go Bobo sister. The link, but here is the name of the article. I'm going to post it 3 times, and this article dates back to the date on the article of 2017 when Trump's psychic advisor, Fauci, that knew, it's right inside, it's in the, I'm going to give you the link. I'll post the link 3 times. So as you notice, I added a new moderator, Chris Wren of a Brit in the Philippines, because he has also links that he wanted to post yesterday in regards to things, I think, of this nature. I'm pretty sure I've watched several hours of Chris's shows this week, and he's right on board with this, and he's got other people information about what's going on in other parts of the world, like England and Australia. Speaking about Australia, an update on Warren H's health condition. Ooh. 2 days ago, Blue Rose and Warren and I spoke all from Skype. And I went out to take a bath, and Warren and Blue Rose was weak because I had spoken with him before the show as well. And he said he was on the verge of collapsing when in the morning, but then in the noon he seemed to be okay, but it didn't, it looked like he was just a little pale again, and then I haven't heard from him since. So I am thinking that he's back in the ICU. I don't know that for a fact, but that's what I'm thinking. So, I don't really believe. Send some love and light. Now, it's very problematic, this love and light thing, because there are some really evil people in this world. And there's the philosophy that Lucifer is the morning star, and the love and the light, depending on which love and light you pray to, will give people energy. And the thing, every person I have met, including Rick from Key Largo, who has the sailboat Morning Star, he was, what a piece of work he was. He was an iron worker his whole life, too. That was the funny thing about Rick, is he was an iron worker, and he retired to the Florida Keys, and he bought a beautiful sailboat. And that guy was a party animal. My God, that guy partied. He probably, of all the boats in all of the Florida Keys, Rick probably much into the Morning Star, a.k.a. Lucifer. So Al Vargas, welcome to the machine. Hey, Al Vargas, one of my oldest YouTube subscribers. So let's get back. Welcome to the machine, John. Al. So let's get back to the notes before YouTube shuts me off, because they don't like what even with the mask on, like this. I could get the filters because they're dry now. I washed them out. This is a reusable mask. Here is the faceplate, and then there's 2 filters of different sizes in here, and it just screws on. Very simple process. So I also wanted to talk to you about how they are actually literally screwing everybody in America for those little paper filters that were $15 for a box of 20 or 75 cents a piece. Now they're selling them online for $200 for a box of 20 or $10 a piece. So what is that? It went up 13 times. They're charging 13 times what they were 2 months ago. That would have been a good investment. So now he won't mention the name of the hospital, but I think he was talking about a major hospital in Queens, New York, and there is only one major hospital in Queens, New York, and that's Elmhurst General. I would know. I was born there. So the hospital was using between 10 and 20,000 masks, paper masks or cloth masks, and N95 masks a month, somewhere between 10 and 20,000. But now they put in requisitions for 300,000 masks a month. Trump was really upset about that. And he goes, somebody is walking these things out the back door. Maybe. That's what he said. He said, maybe somebody's walking them out the back door. Somebody needs to address that issue. So you have to put on a new mask. But I know that Trump was upset about that. So he said he's going to have somebody. He actually called somebody up to the podium in that speech where I just gave you the link to get somebody to check into that situation. So got to give him credit for that. And if anybody knows about theft, it would be Mr. Trump. So let me see if there's anything else on this brochure that you need to know. The stream, poor internet, and censorship is still presenting valuable information entertainment to calm the virus fear and still strong example of no panic. There's nothing to panic about. I don't worry about this one bit. First of all, I know for a fact I'm not going to get the virus. Ask me how I know. I don't know how I know. Scott Del Fuego says Elmhurst is getting press as the epicenter hospital in New York City right now. And it is. It's a huge hospital, Scott. I was born in Elmhurst General, but not only that. I mean, it's a huge complex, and I used to go by it when I first go Jackson Heights, and I would take the Union Turnpike or the Van Wyck Expressway, and I had to cut across to Brooklyn or something like that. See, Scott, I'm sure will say hello to John. So let's go back. So I'm not going to get the virus, so I don't worry about that. But I also asked yesterday. Okay, I'm not going to tell you how many people I asked because I didn't go to the hospital because it was like it's a 5-block walk from where I was. First, I went to the BQ Mall, was 100% closed. The Alturas Mall, 100% closed, but the BQ and the Alturas Mall have food stores, but the Alturas Mall charges 20%, 30%, 40%, 50% more for food than the BQ Mall or the ICM Mall. So there are people that just price is no object, but also the selection of food in the Alturas Mall is basically, I would say, it's not 5% of what's available right across the street in the BQ Mall. So if you're going to go shopping, the Alturas Mall, find things that weren't in BQ, and they didn't have them either, so I don't go in there anymore. But I'm not saying that I would never go in there. I'm just saying that the prices are 10 to 50% more, and they have 5% of the selection of BQ. So I got to tell you, thanks to the help of my Patreon members, or one-time only Patreon members, GE Northcote, who donated 250 pounds, and Blue Rose broke that number down to be $315 US. And Warren H, actually the computer is paid for. And Warren H, he upped the ante from 85,000 pesos to $120,000 towards my new computer. Thank you, Warren. And then GE Northcote, with his $315 donation, which comes out to 10 is $130. Then there were several other donations of small amounts, somewhere between $50 and $20 Patreon, one-time only donations, which adds to another 5,000 pesos. So we have 135,000 pesos donated towards the ZenBook Pro Duo. Now the ZenBook well, I'll show you the computer. I have to be careful here. What I show you, what I don't show you. All right, so the Asus ZenBook Pro Duo, it was 132, but this number here, the 140, let's just call this 145. This number was 149. So theoretically, it came down 4,000 pesos. So we have 135,000, but I don't need to buy that new phone now. So I have 145,000 pesos now devoted, well, 135 from my phone. So the computer is paid for 100%. Now the problem is buying the computer. That's why I went to the Galaris Mall. I just wanted to update you with that. Please don't send me any more money for the computer. However, now there is a catch to that. Warren and I were on the phone. So please stop sending money for the Asus ZenBook computer. But Warren and I were on the phone last week, and I don't know which one of these tabs it is. I'm going to look for it. I don't know that I still have it up here. There is a computer that I was looking to upgrade to from the Asus computer. You know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to open up another whole entire window. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Just open up another window. Okay, so what I want to... Now, if you guys want the donations to come in for this one, so we spell that C-R-A-Y, and then systems, S-Y. STEM3. Let's just it's the Cray Systems 3 supercomputer. If I go from the ZenBook Pro Duo, I do want to move directly to the Cray Systems 3 supercomputer. So let me just show you what this is. And if you start sending money, I suggest you read about this to see if you think I need this to do video editing. So first of all, my office on the top floor, Warren would be the third floor. I'm thinking dedicate the first floor, which is for aircon, and the second floor for the computer. But so the first thing we need to do is in order to buy the computer. But this is I always wanted one of these, so let me just read it. The Cray. It's actually called the Cray Systems 3. Was a vector supercomputer, Seymour Cray's design successor to the Cray 2. The system was one of the first major applications of gallium arsenide, GAAS, semiconductors in computing, using hundreds of custom-built IC parts. The design goal was performance around 16 gigaflops, about 12 times that of the system. In 1988, when I bought my barge to do dock building, the barge Dragon, and that was probably in one of those scientific journals that you read in the doctor's office somewhere. But from that day in 1988, I always wanted the Cray Systems 3. So if you guys are gonna, for the people that sent money, number two, but this deserves song. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so this is, I guess this is Seymour Cray over here. Gotta give this. And this guy, this is the guy for the computer. This is the guy that we have to thank for my new, and